And here comes the Wrath of the Goddess. Are they ready for this? Oh, it's really nice over the top of the clobbering time. What a beautiful combo. Keep this point going around. And there's the Wrath of the Goddess. Looking for this backline. Lina does have an ult and pops it straight away. That timing was impeccable. Knowing exactly when that storm ult was going to come down. Looking for this backline. Gets the kill on the support as well. Is behind them right now. Gets a double. Looking for the triple. This is really good positioning from that cloak. So we got the attacker side pushing in here. They're getting a nice amount of pressure on that front line with King Trollers here on this gap. There's a nice pick off there on the Luna. As we see them pushing this part around the corner with the double dive Hulk cap. Despite the picks that the tanks got on their backside, they end up not getting any push forward, really, because the rest of their team were being pressured so hard. So we see a couple of picks there by Shifu with that Squirrel Girl ult, but perfect on the Moon Knight getting triple picks, which is what they need to push this forward, I think. He does have an ult as well, which could be the finishing move here, but so does the opposing Moon Knight. Instantly jumps up to avoid any counterplay. And there are the picks coming in. Again, Trollos and Hulk just picking off these backliners before they can get to the point. And that's a nice first take for the attack side. Just a quick interruption to say, if you're enjoying the video, I'm going to be doing this live on stream every Tuesday. So you can submit your own games and I will live cast it on stream for you. So if you want to submit your games, the details will be down below in the description and the link to the Discord to post it in. And I will also be getting some guest casters in to do some duo casting live on stream as well. So come and join us live. It's super fun. The community is really nice. And I'd love to have you. And I'd love to get a chance to check out your gameplay. So you might as well do the subscribe thing while you're here as well. But enjoy the rest of the video. 4 minutes 30 on the clock. Plenty of time to work with and lots of ultimates. Lina here with the cloak ult. They can use that as a counter or to lay that down if they want. Namor with a flop as well. We might look for a little combo here between the Namor and the Moon Knight, but Moon Knight's already gone down. There's the flop. It is over the top of the Lunar ult, so it doesn't look like anything's going to come from that. And the opposing Moon Knight ult does get a nice pick off on that Moon Knight over the top. The attacker's still putting on a lot of pressure, and again, Trollos on this cap is putting in so much work on this front line. The Hulk pops the ultimate, goes down pretty quickly. It looks like that Emma did a lot of work onto that Hulk. And it looks like they're going to have to maybe just give it... Staying alive somehow in Mini Hulk. No way that he stayed alive in Mini Hulk and gets a double pick. Pilek, you monster. That is some crazy healing work to keep him up. And I have not seen that for a long time. Squirrel Girl just spamming through that hole, trying to hide behind the tree so they can heal up, but they're going to have a hard time getting through here. They do ultimate, and the Hela's going in on the backside as well. This could actually be a really nice positioning. They get one, they get two, and it looks like they might actually be able to hold this, the defenders, because that's a really nice couple of ults that they used at the same time to pick off all of the backliners. Hela gets the pick on the Namor as well, and that's going to be a full reset from the attackers. And there we go. The Squirrel goes down, so Lina pops that cloak ult, lets them walk in onto this point. It doesn't look like there's any counter to try and deal with that. They're just going to let them have it. The invis to counter. The Luna's ult will follow. There goes the Moon Knight ult over the top from Perfect. It might do some good pressure, but it doesn't get any kills, and we see Trollos and Hulk keeping this backline pressured out. As we see the opposite Moon Knight ult trying to do the same. Keeps it stalled out, though, and this is kind of nice positioning. He is going to get taken out eventually, I think, but Lina with a nice kill on that Cloak and Dagger to finish off the Hela. Staying in this backline, poking and prodding. Fairly simple mechanics, nothing crazy here. Just using those support ults to get in onto the sites and then using this dual front line off the back of it. As Cap is going mental, taking these 1v1s. The Storm is a good answer to it, though. Keep this point going around, and there's the Wrath of the Goddess. Looking for this backline. Lina does have an ult and pops it straight away. That timing was impeccable. Knowing exactly when that Storm ult was going to come down. Looking for this backline. Gets the kill on the support as well. Is behind them right now. Gets a double. Looking for the triple. This is really good positioning from that Cloak. Gets the triple kill needed off the back of that ult. And that should give them most of the push down, if not all of the push down, to be honest. On the defense, they've got an invis ult. They drop it straight away, but can the invis get in? They do manage to jump in just about, but loads of ults dropped from the attackers. Here goes Mega Hulk. He can keep people off this point by juggling them. The Storm does get an ult. The Moon Knight over the top is going to get a couple, actually, with the help of the Storm. The Storm eventually goes down. They've switched to the Magic to try and stall this point out, but they can't do it in time, and that's a 3-0 from the attack side with 30 seconds left on the clock. There's the squirrels. I wish we could follow the squirrels, but I don't know if there's a button that I can do that on, so we're just going to watch the squirrel go nut all over the place. But the attackers do drive them back with a bit of overwhelming damage, to be honest, from this Storm. This Storm damage boosting does so much work in the background of these games that sometimes you don't really notice it. You just kind of... It just kind of happens, and suddenly you're like, where the fuck has my health gone? And the Ultron to pair with the Storm as well to keep that Storm alive. And we see the damage is just overwhelming. The Storm ult going over the top of the Cloak ult there, though. So I don't think they're going to get much value from that. And Perfect with a really nice triple on that Moon Knight.
Needed that, thanks.
I don't think that was even an ult. Just really nice positioning from Perfect to get those kills. And to defend that point. The Lunar Ult drop from Gorilla. There's the Namor flop. Catches the Storm on the backside with the push forward from Pylek, and Lena manages to get 2 kills. And that's another good hold. The Squirrel Girl Stampede pop does get 1. That is a bit unfortunate. Gets 2, actually. That's kind of nice because it is going to take longer for the defenders to get back on point. So this could actually turn out to be really good for the attack side if they can contest this point quick enough. Because we can see them making their way back from spawn right now. And we see Trollers forcing out that Lunar Ult on the backside. Freak on the other one. Getting a nice pick. There's a lot of ults to work with here for the attack side. So this should be, in theory, a really good take. That's a great kill there as well. We've got a Storm ult ready. We've got a Cloak ult ready. We've got an Clobbering Time. And there we go. The Clobbering Time is dropped. Try and stall out that Hulk ultimate as well. With Shifu over the top from that Squirrel Girl. Gets the kill on Lena. And this is looking not great for the defenders. And I think they're going to get at least 1 point here on the attack side. Cap is trying to stall out. Trying to contest. Let the others get in here. And he's popped the ultimate to do exactly that. Is stalling out really nicely, though. This might give enough time for a recontest, honestly, because he is just dancing around the top of this point. Where is the rest of the team? Here comes Perfect. Drops the Moon Knight ult over the top. Gets 1 pick. It's a 1-for-1, though. That might not be enough with the Ultron stalling everybody else off this point. And they are going to get it to the end. Just about. They tried to get in with the double dive. And here comes the Wrath of the Goddess. Are they ready for this? Oh, it's really nice over the top of the Clobbering Time. What a beautiful combo. I don't know if they planned that in the comms, but that was absolutely magnificent. Let's watch that one more time. Freak drops this. Clobbering Time is perfect, and then the Storm goes over the top. And that's a beautiful team wipe. Trying to keep everybody up. Can the defenders get in here? There's Lena dropping that Cloak ult, allowing them to walk onto this point. And I think looking for that Squirrel Girl. Can they get the kill? Gets 1, gets 2 with the double dive over the top. And that's a really nice route from the defenders. And just a simple 1-2 step. We do have an Iron Fist swap to try and deal with this double dive comp from the defenders, but it looks like he's not going to get any value as Trollos on the Cap continues to be a complete nuisance on the Cap. And they stall it out to a 3-1 victory. What a game. Thank you for sharing the game, Lena. That was solid. That was super solid. Unsurprising. There are a couple of demonic ultimates from you in that game. 42 and A is disgusting work. This GM game sent into us by Treble. So you can see Hulk just pressuring, popping backwards and forwards, trying to bait out some cooldowns, trying to poke and prod. That's a nice pick, though, from Darkring on that Psylocke. Picks off the Loki, which is a huge chunk of their healing. The Psylocke manages to get out on 1 HP, but that was the clone. So this is a Psylocke 1v1. Who's going to win it? Darkring, looking low, going to drop for the health pack. Still going for this 1v1. There's the invis. Decay just opting out of that 1v1 in the end. And still pressuring from the attack side. So this is all good stuff. They are getting past that first corner, which can often be a good stalling point. As we see, White Girls gets a pick on that Bucky. And it's a 1-for-1 trade, and here come the ults. Luna ults to keep everyone alive and keep everyone up on this point on the defense with the counter cloak ult on the other side. The Loki is going to make their way back soon. Here goes Darkring with the Psylocke ultimate, and everything is just getting popped as Decay goes as well. White Girls tries to go, but gets exiled straight away. And here he goes again, trying to get some value from this Winter Soldier ult. Doesn't manage to get anyone. He's been bullied by this Hulk into the corner. Dies to the Mag eventually. And Mag is still holding this ult while the Venom is trying to keep that pressure in the front line. The Phoenix drops immediately. Can definitely burst those Loki lamps. And that's exactly what they do with Emma over the top. Trying to get some pings. Gets the Phoenix. And that's a really good defense in the end by the defenders on the blue side. It took them a lot of ults. And here goes the Loki Luna ult as well, just to make sure they can push them back even further. But that's a really good defense in the end. It was looking pretty difficult. See Darkring again on this Psylocke, just being a menace in this backline. Gets a pick. The Mag follows up with another pick as well, as we see Treble popping that Hulk ultimate, trying to get more kills, and gets a nice slap onto the Loki. Here's another one, and that's a good attack point, and that's probably going to give them first point here. I don't think the defenders are going to get back in. Hulk makes sure that no one can touch this point. They are trying to contest. The Venom is going for it, but they're alone with no healers. They do force out the Psylocke ult, which might be a bit of overkill, to be honest, as they try and get in again, but just constantly punching, and the Loki goes down. Nice exile to keep them in that corridor and then finishes them off. Really nice Hulk pressure here. And that's point number 1 for the attackers. Darkring goes again on this Psylocke. The Loki lamps are down, so nothing's going to come of that. So they back out with the help of the Magneto bubble. We've got Venom on this backline as well, making a nuisance of themselves. They do pop the E to keep themselves alive. That's a really nice push attempt, but he does manage to get back in. Dives on the backline, but no HP to speak of, as we see White Girls going for it with this ultimate. Oh, where am I? There we go. With this Bucky ult. Gets one, but it doesn't like he's going to get any more resets, and does get taken down by Amia on the invis. The Luna pops the ultimate to keep everyone on this point. There goes the Phoenix over the top, but it's going to keep everyone up through this Luna ult. The Emma trying to get as many pings as possible. Does get a couple of nice pings, but no backup. So they can keep themselves alive with the help of this Loki lamp. But all this time, the attackers are pushing around this corner. The Venom is trying to stall out as much as possible. Keep themselves alive. And they are doing a really good job of keeping themselves alive. But the nice pick up there from the Phoenix. Does get taken out. Oh, just backs out. Nice healing as well to keep them up. The group walls are making this very difficult. The Venom in the backline making it even more difficult. The Hulk is trying to peel with the bubbles and does a nice job. And in the meantime, Darkring on this backline is getting these picks on this Psylocke. It doesn't look like anyone can deal with this Psylocke, as we see. There goes the Decay on the Psylocke on the other side. Popping the ult. Doesn't get any value, though, and gets instantly exiled out. He's going to have to back up. Darkring nearly with another one here. The Cloak ult straight down from Acronix. You see Treble go. We see Darkring go on the backside. They do get the Luna, and that's an important pick, and that's going to give them the second point. 0.05 meters. They finish off the last on Enzo, who's stalling it out, and they finally make it there. So this is good pressure. They make their way up the ramp, which can often be tough here. Venom goes for the ult, gets a nice, like, they're up on the Groot wall, but they're so low from the Venom ult that he does get one pick off. They've been kept alive really nicely by these healers. There goes the Phoenix ult over the top, breaks all of the shields, and Treble goes in at the end of it as well, getting that pick off, going behind them, making a nuisance of themselves, keeps up. White Girls does get a nice pick as M5 dropping that invisible ult on the point. Trying to push away the Mag, keeping them in this fight. As you see, White Girls gets another pick on this group, putting in some work. And Darkring and Treble, as this dive duo, is making an absolute menace of this backline. Acronix on the Cloak and Dagger, giving them way to walk in. Gonna try and pressure these healers, make sure they can't walk in off the back of it. And that's a nice pick on the Venom as well. Actually gets them at the end of that sequence. Maybe a little bit preemptive, but it does give them this corner, so they can always build it up really quickly. And you've got an invis ult as well to play with off the back of this with the Hulk over the top. The Hulk is about to go down 87 HP before they drop the ult. Really nice timing, but they are kind of in the middle of everyone and going down really low. So it does need to back up to the healers. Try and survive with this ultimate. See if they can get any more value out of it as the blues start to push back in. There's the Lunar ult. We're probably looking for a Groot over the top of this. But Darkring on the backside gets the 2 healers. Gets 3. And there's White Girls with the Groot ultimate. Why can I not get to the Groot? There we go. Doesn't get any value, though. I lied. They do get invis. But this is looking really good for the attack side. They still have another Cloakle as well to play with if they want. The Phoenix might need to ult here to survive because the Venom is on them. Nice peeling from the Hulk, giving them the bubble to survive. And there's the pushback from the Cloakle. Here's the Phoenix over the top. They're going to have a really hard time getting in. Breaks the Groot walls as well. And it looks like they're just going to push on forward. Can anyone even contest this? I don't think they can. And there we go for the attack side. 16 seconds left. 3-0. So we look like we're switching to a Spidey. Is this a Rage Spider-Man switch? And again, the defender's not really going with a shield tank. I think they are going to have a real hard time on some of the longer lanes in this map. Let's see how it works out for them. We see Darkring again on this Psylocke just being a complete menace. Spawn camping them even. They do finally get picked off. A little bit greedy in the end there. And that could hurt them quite a lot because defenders have a much longer way back into these fights than the attackers. So the Psylocke might not be with us for a little minute. But Amir gets another pick off with the invis as we hear the frog going. Just trying to pressure. And I'm guessing it's also to try and help peel for this Venom because this Venom is doing a lot of work on making this backline really difficult to play for the defenders. So maybe the Thor and the Hulk the idea is to like double peel, you know, and try and keep their supports alive. As you see, Darkring gets another pick for the defenders. So does Acronix. So that's 2 down. They're going to have to back this up in a spawn and regroup, I think, on this one. We're going to be looking at White Girls here on this Winter Soldier. This needs to be a big ultimate to get them around this corner, I feel like. And that's a nice hook, actually. There it goes. He does miss, so doesn't get a reset because, unfortunately, Emma kind of killed him before he could get the reset off. That's a bit unlucky here for White Girls. But it might be enough to keep them moving forward as the Enzo getting in the back line. Darkring going for the Psylocke ult, trying to get those healers. Doesn't manage to get anyone, but is sat behind the Winter Soldier. Can they get the pick to finish? They're just going to dive back. And this double dive even with this Spider-Man Venom is actually putting in quite a bit of work. We see the Jeff looking for an ult. Here they go. Gets 2. Probably going straight over the edge here. Can Thor finish him off? It was close, but they just sacrificed themselves, and that's a nice couple of picks as Luna on the flip side, keeping everyone up on this point. Now, they've got a couple of ults to work with the defenders. If they can stay alive and just by the skin of their teeth on Thor stay alive on 10 HP, it's time to pop some ults.
Don't mess with the amazing
there goes Decay on the Spider-Man. Doesn't finish anyone off, but is just making a bit of a nuisance of themselves. Make sure the defenders can't really get in here. They've got to try and make it through this corridor to contest if they want, but Venom is sat in this front. That's a bit unfortunate because the Spider-Man actually pulled him in for a great ult from the Thor. Gets 1, but it's a big pick on the support, so that's actually going to let them get in here for the defense. So I think the Spider-Man might have trolled that a little bit, to be honest, because they were being held out really nicely before then. And that Thor ult just opens up the space for them. And here goes Treble as well, trying to take this 1v1 on with the Winter Soldier. I think Winter might win this, honestly. There's it. There it is. Can Mini Hulk do anything? They cannot, but they do survive, so they should be able to get Hulk back fairly soon. We've got an Emerald online if she wants to use it. This is a difficult angle to make work unless you can get around the side, as the Thor is bullying her right now. And the baby banner is just sat up there. Chill as you like until they get the ult back. And here we go. They do until they get the form back. And they do have the ult as well. And they're just going to try and bully this Emma while they're trying to ult. Some nice pings from the Emma, though, with Decay over the top as well. Couple of nice picks as Spidey going in for that Psylocke. Psylocke gets out, just gets the health pack. White Girls gets another pick, though. While we look at this front side of the fight, another Lunar ult to stall this out if they need it. There goes the big Hulk. He needs to get a lot of work done, but he's getting taken down very quickly. And there goes the form instantly. Armed and Dangerous over the top. Can Darkring get in this backside? Drops the Psylocke in the back. Forces out the Lunar Ult, so no more from that. They need to try and finish off that Cloak. The Cloak is staying alive. They do finally go down, though, and here goes the Lunar Ult to stall. I think the defenders are going to have a hard time getting back in. There is the Cloak Ult, though, from Acronix, which is down. So it can walk it back if they want, but I think they tried to TP and the Spider-Man cancelled. I missed that, but that seems like that's what happened because they switched to Strange but couldn't quite get in on the point, but they are still contesting. Treble has made their way in once again, so if they can stall this out with the Venom, staying alive. On the other side, there goes the Amazing Spider-Man, gets the Strange, pulls the Thor out. They are still contesting, and look at the time here. The attackers need to finish this off because if they don't, this is going to be a one and done. And they finally get the pick that they need to finally get this point. And it is 3-1. They give themselves another 2.5 minutes on the clock here. And they're getting the picks.
Count on me.
Nice exile on the Emma. It isolates her. This could be really nice. That's a really nice pickoff, actually. Just a really good identification. Isolates that Emma out, knowing she's pushed too far up. Gets the exile off and waits for the rest of the team to push on and finish it off. There is a Cloak Ult here from N5, which should be able to let them walk through. But there is an invis on the other side. I'm going to imagine, though, with Darkring coming up to theirs on the Psylocke, they're going to be holding that Cloak Ult for a Psylocke ult, which looks like it's going to be coming very soon. And there we go. Actually gets pulled in and finished off. That's actually really nice from White Girls. I don't know if they knew that this Psylocke was looking for an ult, but really good timing on that one to make sure that that one can't come out right now. Here goes the Armed and Dangerous over the top, finishes off the Namor. They could not get back into the Invis ult. That's big. He's going to try and delay this for as long as possible. Does not have another reset, though. Not really 100% sure why. Oh, that's so nice. Jumps off, pulls the Emma off the map, and then stays on. That was unreal. I want to watch that again. I'm sorry. That was absolutely unfucking real from White Girls here. Watch what they do. They are about to die, pulls the Emma off, and manages to survive on the back of the rocks. That is unbelievable play. They do get taken out eventually by Treble. But to go 1-for-1 in that exchange is crazy. And what is that clap? Oh my god, they nearly just got 4 people off with that. That was insane. Okay, switch to the Widow to try and help deal. Here goes the Hulk smash. He is being CC'd and stalled out, though, consistently by everybody, while the rest of his team are nowhere to be seen. So he's just going to have to back off of this, and this might end up being a bit of a wasted ult, and there we go. Darkring goes down before they can get it off. They do get the Widow before they die, but White Girls again on this Winter Soldier is really looking out for the Psylocke. Making sure that the Psylocke is not having a free journey in the backline. The Lunar Ult to keep everyone up on this point. There goes a Namor flub over the top, and that's lovely. Does finish off with the help of the Hulk. Finishes off the Luna, and that's going to be really tough now for the attackers to get back in. There's only 5 seconds on the clock. I don't think anyone can touch this. Is anyone even close? There goes White Girls. He is there. He does touch and hits the overtime, but no one else is close. So I think this is going to be a done deal. As you see the defenders pushing forward, making sure no one can touch that point. And the Venom does get in. That's actually huge from the Venom. They stay alive with the E. The Emma is there as well. But there's no healers to keep them alive. This is just going to be a 1-and-1-and-1. And that is donezo. As the defenders do hold on that corridor. No, not corridor. Lane. To make it a 3-1 game. Yeah, some of the exiles are crazy. Crazy work.